years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk Today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host, Charles Glidden.
Coming up next, it's your show, so pick up the phone and give me a call. We can talk about whatever's on your mind. We're freestyling here on Talk Today, next on Radio Cayman. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. Thank you for checking out the show. I'm here hanging out for, next couple hours, and it's just you and me. Yep. No guests. Pick up the phone and keep me company. Let's chat. Let's talk about, whatever you want to talk about. My friend down on West Bay Road, I have lots of chat time for you today. It's another beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Georgetown, here in the Cayman Islands. Yes, it's just the right temperature out there. A nice breeze blowing, no rain, at least not yet. And it was a very nice morning, too. Susan, are you enjoying the weather?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Been a while I haven't had you on the board.
Mm-hmm. I've been off a couple of days.
Yeah. But, the weather's nice. I actually enjoyed my coffee on the porch with the wife this morning. It was, the weather is sweet. And Cayman's always nice this time of year, right? Of course, there is another side of the coin. Because yesterday after I left the station, I went over to Foster's to grab a quick lunch, and when I went to the salad bar, trying to keep it healthy, right? Keep watching the waistline. So I went over to the salad bar, and the lettuce container, which I found to be was unusually small, I noticed it was empty. So I asked the guy working the salad bar, I said, are you going to bring out some more lettuce? And he apologized and said, oh, no, we're out of lettuce. The ship, they couldn't dock because it was rough. Mm-hmm. So we ran out of lettuce today.
And that's the cry of many of the restaurants as well.
Yeah. So it's, the other side of the coin of the nice weather. When it gets cool in Cayman, you often got some rough seas. So, sometimes the ship can't dock. And when I left to come here, my wife says to me, bring me a salad. I said, if I can find any lettuce, maybe I'll get you a salad. Yeah. So that's what happens when the sea gets rough, And that had brought up another discussion the other day about, we need a different port, so where it's a all year port that will always be able to handle ships. But maybe I'll come up today again. Here's something you might want to take note of. The public is invited to an advanced screening of The Bluff. That's the latest movie from Caymanian filmmaker Frankie Flowers. The screening for Grand Cayman takes place on Saturday, this Saturday, the 14th of February, which is also Valentine's Day, right? So Saturday at Pedro St. James, and the screening is at 7 p.m. And for Cayman Brac, they didn't leave you out, Brac. The screening will take place Sunday, the 15th of February at Aston Ruddy Center. And that is going to be 4 p.m. at Aston Ruddy Center, the Brac screening of The Bluff. And, of course, seats are limited. They don't have, seats forever. And so if you want to go, you need to RSVP, and you do that by going online to www.gov.ky/YSCH. That's Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage. So you can remember that. That's www.gov.ky/YSCH, and you can RSVP to hold your seat. And, this is a good opportunity because The Bluff is, for now, it's just scheduled to be showing on Prime, which not everybody might have access to. And so it's actually going to be released on the 25th of February on Prime Video. And The Bluff is a story that follows a former female pirate. How you like that? That's played by Priyanka Chopra Jones. And she is forced to protect her family when her dangerous past comes knocking. And the film was primarily shot in Australia, but it features scenes filmed at Skull Cave and The Bluff in Cayman Brac. That's used, to establish the setting. So, well, I'm going to take a little break here. So if you want to chat, pick up the phone and call me. The number is 1-800-534-8255. That's courtesy of Flo. You can also ring me on 949-8037, 949-6990. And WhatsApp number is 925-3261. Be right back.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skin care, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Hey, Cayman, this is DJ Lynn. Catch me live weekdays from 7 till 10 a.m. on The Morning Breeze, our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM. We're waking you up with the best adult contemporary hits with the 70s, 80s, 90s, and much more. So start your morning the Cayman way with me, DJ Lynn, on The Morning Breeze.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back to Talk Today, and we're freestyling here on Talk Today. It's your show. We can talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. What's on your mind? Something got you frustrated? Well, let it out. Tell us all about it. Cost of living got you pulling your hair out? Talk about it. And I do think we do have a caller on our line there. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charles. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. This is Lorna Bush, and I just had a couple little things I wanted to speak about.
Sure, go ahead.
But something preempted it. I tell you the truth, when I heard the 12 o'clock news, there were a couple of things on there that really, I had to smile. The first one was they're speaking about this new bill that's being brought now to add things to the littering law and to up the fines and to do all of these wonderful things about littering. When I say I had to laugh, I really had to laugh because we have littering laws. Those have been around since forever. The question is, what is the last time anybody did an enforcement? What's the last time anyone ever was, picked up or something for that? And my answer to that is the last time I remember hearing anything was when a private citizen I'm not sure if she actually made an arrest, but it was a private citizen. I think it was Romelia Welcome, to be exact, during her campaign. She caught someone littering down in Washington. Yes. Yeah, and I think she made an actual citizen arrest because we have so many people that don't even know you can make a citizen arrest once you do it. There's a certain protocol to follow.
I know she did confront the person about it.
She absolutely did confront. The pictures were on, all that. But the point I'm making, why are we bothering to update and do this and do that and make another committee? Because, oh, my God, we are a country and a government of committees. Woo! Why are we doing that when we're not even enforcing what's already there? Anyway, enough on that one. Then there was another item on the news, something about some locally made jewelry that's inspired by the blue iguana. And it said something to the effect that it's hoping they will become heirlooms. And I had to chuckle at that one. They most likely will become heirlooms because just like the blue iguana, the people of Cayman are going extinct. So I think they'll definitely become heirlooms. So I want to encourage people to buy some of that. I have no idea who it is, who the artist is. All I heard was that they were inspired by I think they're called Legato was the name I heard with the advertisement, something about Legato. So there's that one. And then finally, what I really had first on my agenda was something to do with the premier. And I'm not going to say a lot about the premier except that he really seems to have perfected the art of deflection. I have never heard anyone that is got a lot of cool breeze coming in from the north.
Yeah, if you can turn the other way or something, maybe, because we're hearing the buffering on the phone.
Yeah, I just realized it. And is it better now?
Yeah.
Because believe me, I'm enjoying that beautiful breeze.
Oh, it feels good, I know.
Oh, man, does it feel good? But I didn't want it to interfere with the call. So the other day, Premier was on the morning show with OC, and I sent a note in. I didn't call. I sent a note in asking, whether he was aware of certain things to do with the public beach access, and specifically the one at the West End Government House,
Mm-hmm.
where he is the MP with responsibility for that constituency. My dear, I never heard somebody move so slick. He goes, oh, yes, but we have an even more thing that ties right into that, and it's the the sand or the beach re-nourishment program. Now, I really want to ask him publicly, and you as well, what does re-nourishing the beach have to do with the blockages of all? We have 108 that are registered, and so far it seems like only about 17 are clear, and that is based on a report that was done by Lands and Survey. I can send you a link to it. Of 108 at that time, they found about 17 that were clear. I think right now we would be hard put to even find 17. I have not been from one end of the island to the next, but what I would believe is that those 17 are in the sister islands, because the report and the 108 includes the sister islands. And I don't think they're messing with them over there. As a bracker myself, I would venture to say that those 17 are most likely, well, I shouldn't even include Little Kimando because they're going foreign too. But they're not messing with those in Kim and Brack. I would, I would venture to put a lot on that wager. So, again, my question to the Premier, to you, or to the general public, how do you think that's connected? The fact that all of our accesses, and maybe they shouldn't say public beach access, maybe it should just say public access, because they're using that against us now, saying, well, there's no beach anyway. Well, if there's no beach anyway, why do they want it? Why do the landowners that are annexing, that are capturing, why do they want it if there's no beach? But it is access to the waterfront, and is one that I have been using for 20 years by the monument, the Prospect Monument in Red Bay. And I intend to continue using it because it is a place that I find peace and tranquility, and I managed to do some of this thing that they talk about, the mindfulness and getting your mind cleared and all of that. And I intend to use that spot as long as I can get there. And I have never even...
Well, you have that right.
I have that right. And it doesn't matter that I've never even stuck my toe in the water. So this is what I'm saying. Maybe they shouldn't be called beach accesses. They're just simply public right-of-ways, public access.
What does the sign actually say? Beach access?
It says public beach access. I
Public
can
beach access.
over a couple to you right now on the WhatsApp if you want, because I like you to know.
Yeah, I've seen the sign, but I couldn't remember exactly what the wording was.
Public beach access. That's what it says. As my friend would say, Mr. Jallo, that's what it says.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how you read that those words, because words are due to interpretation. But I can see how someone might mistake that the sign is saying that, well, down here is a public beach.
Yes. And again, I really think that wording should be changed. It should say what it is.
Or just
it is
beach
public
access. Beach access. A
public right of way, a waterway access, waterfront access. Any one of those things would be accurate. But to say that there's a beach there is not accurate. However, let me really stress this. That does not negate the reason why it's there. That does not give somebody else the opportunity or the privilege or the right to take it away. You know, because
No,
we got
well,
wording
it's
wrong.
prescribed
We get
in
lost.
law.
Hmm?
I say it's prescribed in law as far as I know.
It is. We have the prescriptive right. But just like the literal law and so many others, Charles, we don't do what we need to do. Are you seeing now how I'm tying that in with the literal law and all the others?
Well, that, non-enforcement is a theme that has been aired on this show a number of times in regard to a number of things that we have just let go. We stop, paying attention to them and look the other way, and it's, kind of an attitude of, well, it's not that bad, so let it go. But of course, letting the small things go, letting the small things go, not enforcing the small things, can lead to bigger things not being enforced.
Well, in our case, it most certainly has. It led to the capture of our entire island. Letting the little things go have caused us to lose the whole entire Cayman Islands except Cayman Brac. And we even going to restrict the Grand Caymanians now that can get rights in Cayman Brac, because as far as I'm concerned, Grand Caymanians sold out Grand Cayman, so I don't want them to go buying up Cayman Brac now and then in the end sell that out because they see they can
Don't tell me I'm going to have to bring my passport to land there now.
I actually don't want you all there, and I've said it over and over. I've told people that to their face at the airport. I don't want you here. You destroyed Grand Cayman. Why are you coming here? And I'm really, really serious, because when I first came to Grand Cayman in 1967, I was treated as an outsider. We were laughed and made fun of, and Cayman Brackers, so just fat eaters, go back home. So I'm back home. I don't want on the Grand Caymanians in Cayman Brac. Please record that for the record, okay?
Well, I don't know how you would stop us, though.
Well, I can tell you what my brother Leeson told some people that he didn't want there, and we were successful in keeping out a certain nationality for a very long time. But at the Palisados Airport in Kingston back in 1966, when people were oohing and awing and wanted to come, he said, "Oh no, we got them lined up on the airport with their rifles. You're shot on arrival." So.
Well,
that's
I haven't been to the Brac in a little while now, but I must say every time I've gone there, I've always been welcomed with open arms.
I'll send you pictures, okay? I'll send you pictures from Cayman Brac.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, good talking to you.
We don't need the traffic. We don't need the added traffic, and we don't need the Grand Cayman attitude. You keep that right in Grand Cayman. Thank you. Bye-bye.
But you got the good roads.
Oh, Cayman Brac got good roads, but
they're paved, right? They're paved good.
Oh, there's beautiful nylon roads. There's nylon roads is what we call them. There's good roads, but they're for
nylon,
us.
Yes.
They're for us, all right?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
You take care. Yeah, they don't want the traffic, but they got the roads for them, boy. I tell you. But, we need to explore that beach access thing in more depth. And I'll have to get Lorna on here, and we have a full-fledged discussion about beach access, because, obviously the pathways, the right-of-ways are there, and whether they're not being maintained, whether they're being deliberately blocked, that is, a point to be taken up and explored. if you want to give us a call, please do. It's open line today. Right now, it's time for a little break. Be right back.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Kim and Brack and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
This Ash Wednesday, February 18th, make plans for the 57th Annual Cayman Islands Agriculture Show from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. It's a full day of food, farming, culture, and community at the grounds in Lower Valley, hosted by the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society and the Ministry of Agriculture. It's a family fun day with Caymanian pride and prizes to be won. Follow Cayman Agriculture on Facebook and Instagram for details.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
For 50 years, Radio Cayman has been the heartbeat of our islands, informing, connecting, and giving Cayman a voice. From breaking news to community stories, the journey continues. Radio Cayman, 50 years of excellence and still going strong.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're talking about just about anything. It's open line, so if you got something you want to bring to everyone's attention, give us a ring. And I had started talking about, the premier who was on with Tammy Sullivan on TV the other day. And was one of the subjects was the cost of living, which is something that all of us have to deal with. The cost of living when it comes to food, rent, electricity, and the premier was addressing the cost of energy specifically. Electricity, which powers so many things, and that the cost of electricity trickles down to other items, the cost of other items, because businesses have to pay that electricity bill, right? And they got to make money to cover that electricity bill. So it's just not an isolated item on the list of costs. It is part of your overhead if you're running a business. You got to factor that into how much you're charging people for whatever you're doing. If you're doing a service or you're selling things, part of what you do has to contribute to paying the electricity bill. And so the premier was saying that, that is a primary focus. He said here, this is a quote from the Compass, from what he said on the show, one of the central challenges for us to crack the cost of living in the country is the cost of energy. And, he was, let's see here, he added that cutting power costs would lead to lower food prices by cutting costs for businesses and retailers. And interestingly enough, he also took a shot at resolving what this report calls an impasse between regulators, utilities, and renewable energy advocates in order to kickstart a long-desired move away from expensive imported fuel. And the premier said, doesn't look like a happy bunch between OFREG, the green energy folks, and CUC, right? This is clearly not working. They're going and spending money on litigation, and the country is not getting a lesser cost of energy to be able to have more money to go get food. And here's an important point here. Ebanks, as they call him, Premier Andre Ebanks, said government may need to take a more active role in setting the overall direction for the sector amid ongoing disputes which have slowed the transition to green energy. This is where micro policy kicks in, he said. So what is being said there? Sounds like to me he's saying like, hey, let's get on with this. You're over there having disputes, and you should be trying to find a way, a pathway to bringing down the cost of electricity. And maybe the government has to get involved with that to try and expedite what is going on there instead of people suing each other and whatever. Looks like he's talking about the government playing a bigger role in trying to reach, renewable energy as a source of electricity in the Cayman Islands. And food, of course, while the cost of electricity is going to have some impact on how much food it costs us to go in the store and get. Just about everything there is in the grocery store is imported. We have that little local section, a nice sign, everything, local produce. But that's very little. So, everything is being brought in. So the cost of shipping, and again, fuel that runs those ships, whatever, the shippers have to pay is going to influence how much they're going to charge to bring the food to Cayman. And that is something that we don't have a lot of control over, if any, because what the food cost originally for the wholesale, the cost of freight and all the other charges, that determines how much we pay for it when we get to the cash register. So then you've got the electricity on top of that. So the beat goes on. We do have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. How are you doing?
All righty. How are things with you?
Good. Good afternoon to the listening public. Mr. Glidden, I just want to touch on something since you're talking about food. What's your view or what's your idea for food security?
Food security? I think
Yes, sir.
it is an ideal. It is, a worthy aspiration, but I don't think we can be fully food secure on our own.
I agree, but on a percentage-wise, how much do you think that we could be food secure as a country?
Oh, no, that's really far afield for me. But I don't see us. We don't have the land space. We don't have the soil. So it's a hard goal to reach.
let me ask you this, and whoever is listening. So, just say, for instance, with all the craziness that's going on in the world right now, especially with the great United States, just how war breaks out. So we have Venezuelan president is under custody. We have an address that's been made that Cuba better kind of watch itself.
Yeah.
So just say we have some sort of restraint with the air traffic and the sea traffic. How do you think we would survive here in Cayman?
Oh, if we don't have ships and airplanes coming in here? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Our goose would be cooked.
Okay, good. So, or not so good. So don't you think that it would be of the most crucial importance would be sage thinking, to be wise to how self-sustainability, especially when it comes to food, grow everything and anything that can be grown here, and pretty much anything can be grown here. I have a good friend, Mr. Carol Lawrence, who has a container farm that's climatized, that can grow pretty much anything you need. That is food security. Initiatives like that.
Yeah.
Why I haven't spoken with him for a while. Why that isn't further ahead, I really can't say at this minute. Maybe he could call in and express, his concerns with that. But what I'm really saying is this, Mr. Glidden. If we were really serious about food security, we would have addressed it a long time ago. We have the pacifier effect going on here, especially with the farming community, where we're given things just to kind of keep you quiet, but there's no sustainability from it. When you speak of lack of soils, lack of proper soils, proper space and all that, remember, we're not short of air space. So even on a small plot, we can do a lot of vertical farming.
Explain.
You ever heard about the Netherlands? All right, so vertical farming is something you can grow like in pieces of pipe on a rack or pots that grow upward, like on a shelf kind of thing, with an irrigation system on it. So you can grow just for an acre space. If you're doing vertical farming on an acre space, just normally, you could probably grow 2.5, 3 acres on one space of an acre. That's just how vertical farming works.
Okay.
But you ever heard of the Netherlands and Israel?
Oh yeah.
You hear how beautiful the farming and food security is there?
Well, I would imagine they have food security. I haven't heard.
Okay. So why do you think that is?
Well, they have certain techniques.
They address the issue with the most seriousness and priority and importance, because a country that can't defend itself, can't fuel itself, and definitely can't feed itself is a country on the brink of disaster. And that's just us. We don't have any military force. We don't have no oil wells. And we really can't feed ourselves for no more than a day or two. So we are very vulnerable here. I don't know when people stop to realize it. I think if we had...
I mean, when the ship doesn't come in, I mean, I don't know if you heard when I was talking about it. I was trying to get a salad at Foster's the other day, and the guy said the ship couldn't dock, so we don't have any lettuce.
I heard you with that, but that shouldn't be the case.
Uh-huh.
That shouldn't be the case. Like I said, our my good friend, Mr. Carol Lawrence, has container farming, so a lot of those stuff can be sourced. Here's what I'd like to say in a nutshell, right?
Uh-huh.
We have reformed the way people grow chickens. We have upscaled it and customized it. So we have something called the Egg Nest Program, a beautiful, beautiful initiative, right? But if you would take that initiative and take a template from that initiative and lend that to growing the crops and growing livestock, we will be so much further ahead so quickly. What we need to do is assess how much food is actually brought in here, and our goal as a government, as a people, as a farming community, as concerned citizens, should be aiming to lessen the percentage of that import of food annually. And it can be done because how I know it can be done, when I look at how Israel started swamp and rock, right, and no sophisticated machinery, but men that wanted better and weren't afraid to put their hands in the soil. Look at what the Netherlands done. The Netherlands was like swamping canals and stuff, and they actually made fertile agricultural land that they can even export now for many years. So what's wrong with the Cayman Islands? Is it only finance that seems to be important? People think that the food you buy in the grocery store is grown there on the shelf or made there on the shelf.
Listen, I have to break it on you because it's 1 o'clock. I don't know if you want to hold on, or maybe you can call me back after the news.
All right. Well, I'll just wrap it up. We need to take food security more important, and food security starts with self-sustainability.
I hear you.
I'd leave it there for now. I may call you back before the end of the show. Just depends on some of the sentiments I may hear after the news break.
All right. Thanks for your input. Let's go to the newsroom and see what's making news.
Radio station. Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The search is on for Cayman's 2026 Tourism Ambassador. The Ministry and Department of Tourism are inviting students aged 14 to 17 in secondary school or approved homeschooling to enter via a tourism video competition and public speak-off that tests their knowledge of the industry and public speaking skills. The winner will hold the Tourism Ambassador title for a year, receive prizes, and may join tourism events throughout 2026. Video entries are due by Monday, the 23rd of March, with full details at ourcayman.ky. In international news, top U.S. immigration officials are testifying before lawmakers today after 2 American citizens were killed in Minnesota during enforcement operations. It is the first congressional hearing since the deaths fueled mounting opposition to President Trump's immigration crackdown, with ICE facing questions about its use of force and record detention numbers. In other news, Paramount is sweetening its bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, adding a 25-cent per share ticking fee worth roughly $650 million a quarter if the deal hasn't closed by the end of the year. Paramount also says it will cover a $2.8 billion termination fee Warner Brothers would owe Netflix if that competing deal falls through. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Historically, Caymanians have always had a strong connection to the sea, as it provided career opportunities, food supply, means of travel, and communication with the rest of the world. Caymanian sailors became renowned worldwide for being skilled navigators, shipbuilders, fishermen, merchants, and soldiers. A vast amount of Caymanian mariners were employed by Daniel K. Lugwood's Giant Shipping Line, national boat carriers. This career impacted Caymanian communities at large. One such story was that of the last voyage of the St. Clair petrol ore vessel, which exploded whilst at sea on December 6, 1960, with 29 Caymanians on board. The final trip started in November 1960 from Marcus Hook in Philadelphia via the Suez Canal on to Ras Tanura in the Persian Gulf. The ship was 789 feet long, could carry 56,000 tons of cargo, and was powered by a General Electric steam engine, 26,000 horsepower. The vessel was a unique one in that it was a self-unloading oil ore carrier and could carry both solid and liquid cargo at the same time.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. A quick look at the weather. It is 78 degrees here in Georgetown. Winds about 15.5 knots coming out of the east-northeast. And the forecast is for a windy afternoon, a windy evening, and a windy night. Winds are expected to be 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts coming out of the east-northeast, and seas rough with wave heights of 5 to 7 feet. A small craft advisory is in effect. A little bit more deeper into the forecast here is a high pressure is building in the Northwest Caribbean, and winds will become moderate to fresh overnight, and sea conditions will become rough after midnight. Small craft advisory will be effective. If you got a boat, you might want to listen carefully to that. And we do have a caller on our WhatsApp line that's been hanging in there patiently, so let's get to that caller. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yeah, Charlie, how are things?
All right. How are you?
Well, thankful. Can always be better, can be worse too, huh?
Oh, all it can be worse. So
yeah.
Best to be thankful.
But just want to speak on what the last caller was speaking about. That's topical
food security
info that will come with it. In regards to food security, I always did believe that Cayman Islands governments up till now has been more reactive rather than proactive.
Okay.
There's much more can do. I hear the excuse about soil, not that good. I do farming, so not many people can tell me too much about, what, the negative side of it is. But Cayman could be self-sufficient in many of the crops, such as, seasonings, probably even bananas. And there is also, in the rocker style, there could be things like, hydroponic farming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if enough input has been explored into that. And, kind of even hate to get back to this because every time I speak about it, it just irritates me so much to the point to think that it has been neglected for so long. As I said, there's none so blind as those who refuse to see. What about our fisheries? We could do fish farming. I mean, to our point, at least have something in place of preservation for the little bit that we do have left.
There was a tilapia.
What about
tilapia farm?
The poultry. Yeah, but saltwater fish. It could be farm could be that too as well. You could do saltwater fish, but it gets even a little more closer to the bone. How about protecting what we have already?
Mm-hmm.
That they don't be slaughtered by the thousands, and pretty soon they'll be practically at dead sea. So, having said all of that, getting to the chickens. In chicken are food stable.
Yeah.
Now I hear the complaints about whatever, and I know whatever, the pestilence. But again, what I would say is that all our generational Caymanians of ancestry pro-existed with them. What about encouraging people to have chicken pens? Actually, and
oops,
send someone out from the department, to inspect in quarantine, more or less to see that they're healthy, whatever. But just to say, willy-nilly go out and slaughter because they're pestilence and we want to reduce the numbers. I think there's a time, that's probably even now, that a lot of people are going to start to have to think about resorting to find something like chickens to eat, because you won't be able to afford whatever that is being sold. And remember that the merchants here don't have anything to do about, and I know they over here is expensive, yes. But what about, some form of consumer protection? You have to leave it to people's discretion to more or less be lenient or fair. No. How many times have you bought stuff? You take it home and you're only spoiled when especially in the produce section.
Mm-hmm.
Now you could argue, you got to import everything, but they're providing a business where is the value for money in all of that. You got to get much more cryptic in this thing, where we can monitor our progress. It just can't be left to open field, like, unconditional. Any country that tries to do that, it's going to wind up on a dead-end street. You go crash and burn with that type of model. You have to be able to show prudence at the present and for the future, because so many other countries have made that mistake, having this economic boom that seems to never crash or whatever go on. It's not sustainable, this is not forever. Everything is just for a little while. So we have to try other resources, maybe not totally, but I think still things could be much more homegrown than they're really encouraged for that. And there is many ways. The last caller made examples of places there is deserts that's growing food. Where there's a will, there's a way. So we should concentrate. I mean, I wonder really if the powers that be has also looked into getting food sources from actual different places or direct from the places, rather than, the American companies shall grow their own, Chiquita, Dole, Del Monte, Balm, and all of them. It's grown in Central America, places like in the Philippines as well. But they're most American owned, right? They get the best, send it back to the United States. They select that, and the rest is for export only. So in reality, what we get, is like third grade stuff, not even second grade, Because I can tell you, because I used to be in Miami for a while, and I used to go to the supermarkets there, and the pineapples and things, the fruit that I could get was a much superior one than I can get in Cayman.
Okay.
And they used to put on boxes before, They used to make it more evident, but I guess it wasn't a good marketing ploy.
For export only.
Export only. You see? Energy, as you say, in your opening, your punchlines there that says there's more questions than answers. There will always be.
Well, let me ask you. You said you do some farming.
On a small scale, of course.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was wondering. How big a scale, is your farming effort?
if I had land space, more land space, it don't have to be better land, just more land space. It could grow a lot more stuff. Because I always believe that if you could grow what you eat what you grow more, I think that you would be much better off in the end of the line. And go ahead. Sorry.
No,
you
mentioned about chickens instead of just because we heard they're going to start culling chickens, and you said instead of slaughtering them. I was wondering if you were saying that to try and use them as the beginning of a poultry farm.
Yeah, encourage it through the island. You could have some general ones, but encourage locals also and inspect that they're doing it right. To coop them up, as you say, as Caymanians. Pen them up.
Yeah.
Feed them, and not to you don't want to punish them. Like just to have them there, just to say get them out of the way. Yeah, pen them up and then starve them to death. No, that's like
you can use them for food. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, Jalo, it's like chicken is one of the greatest food staples that you have, right? Like, you remember the song they had in the US back in the 70s? Someone made a song called Chicken Crazy. So, well, yeah, I mean, it really doesn't take an expert to know these things. So, but I wonder, what is the real true source behind all of this? Is it a competition against the merchants and they don't want to see it? You see, when you have unanswered questions, it raises a lot of assumption and speculation. And that's the last thing you want in a developing country. But anyway, I've been here for a while. I know, you got someone else to call in.
All right.
But I just want to say.
Good to hear from you.
In closing, I just recorded a song called The Cost of Living. I hope Cayman Radio Station will play it and I bring it for you.
Yeah, man, bring it in.
All right, I'll hold you to it.
I'm not on the board these days.
I know,
but
I know.
Susan's telling me already. Susan, you'll play it, right? Yeah, thumbs up, bring it in.
All right, that's nice.
All right.
All right, Charlie, all the best. Best wishes.
Take care. Do we have another caller? Yes. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hey, Carlo. Good afternoon, man.
Yes. What's your take on all this?
Man, let me tell you, all I hear listening to my Caymanians, man, and I have to agree with them, my friend. You understand? Everything you're saying is really true. But as I look back, for the years gone by, when Cayman started to come forward, that it looks to me like we really never had no government or Western men who were running this country that were really interested in growing food. You understand? Because whatever old time people had going then, if that had been continued, Cayman would have had great agriculture today and could feed its people. But that wasn't continued. We put concrete and asphalt and all those things and forgot about food.
Mm.
The other day, Charlo, I thought that if I had a quarter of what Cayman Islands has spent with United States, say for 70 years, boy, maybe I could buy half of Cayman Islands too. Yeah. Charlo, we done good. We done good in life, trust me. Coming from where we come from, my boy, we done good. But we could have done better. We could have done better, Charlo. We never thought about any little factory, manufacture coconut oil. We could have made clothes. We could have made many things here. But seems like Caymanians always like to buy. We buy it rather than try to make it ourselves.
But remember to do all those things, to have a factory, to have the farms. You have to have the population to do it too. You have to have people to, if you're talking about making clothes or making this or that, you have to have the people to put into those factories to work in those factories.
Well, Chalo, right now, the Cayman Islands I coming from, we had all kind of seamstress and farmers.
Yeah, well, a lot of people
fishermen.
had their own little grounds, you know. They had
fishermen.
They grew food on that land.
I used to help my mother, and you know, we had nice grounds. How beautiful it was to see plants growing, my friend. I don't forget. And like I said, we had quality, fishermen, and everything. We had everything here in Chalo that we could have done more for ourselves. Trust me. But like I say, our leaders in that time, it do seem like they were really interested in anything like that. And we, all the time, coming forward, this is what we're seeing happening to us. Concrete, asphalt, and whatever else. Everything else besides feeding ourselves and things like that. A couple of months ago, they tried, I think planning turned down an application where they were trying to put a poultry farm in East End. Nobody don't want that here. They don't want that kind of scent around them, boss. And people complain about it and they rejected it.
Well, because of the scent?
Well, actually, that's what it was.
Okay.
Up in East End.
We used to have a poultry farm here years ago.
John Botwell.
I can't remember who had it, but
down in West Bay, John Botwell, man, up on Bottom New Road, man.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah. But you know, nobody wasn't really kicking about that them times. But I'm quite sure that couldn't work today. Talking about inspectors, we do need Cayman inspectors on this island, but I haven't seen one of them yet. All I see is foreigners, they're holding on these inspection jobs and things. Chalo, I never understand democracy, and they're talking about freedom of speech. That's okay. That's okay. But who is listening to you? I mean, this is worldwide when they talk about democracy, freedom of speech. Well, who is listening to you? And next time, Chalo, it's so much to talk about. Like I said, my blood pressure is still good. I don't want to have no trouble with that. You understand? So the less I talk, the better my blood pressure stands a chance of surviving. I'll talk to you later, my friend.
All right. Well, make sure you take that medication.
No, I'm not in that condition yet, you know. My blood pressure is just naturally good.
You got it under control. All right. Cool. And we have another caller? No? Okay, let me get some WhatsApp messages in here. Let's see where I'm at here. Let's go back here. This one is saying there is such a simple fix for the cost of living crisis. Remove all import duties on everything except luxury items. Replace the income to government by implementing annual property fees. It is ludicrous to know that we have a one-time transfer fee and then nothing right into infinity. 3% annual fees on luxury properties above $3 million USD. That would exempt most Caymanians, and for those that aren't exempted, well, obviously they can afford it since they are already in the luxury class. Well, now that's something that would cause a debate. you try and move on that one. Let's see what else we have here. This one, let's see. I want to thank the Honorable Premier for providing a luncheon for our seniors of West Bay and Bodden Town yesterday at the South Sound Community Hall. Thank you, the Honorable Andre Ebanks. And then they went on, speaking of chickens, I feed the chickens my leftover foods in the mornings as I have them hanging around in my neighborhood. I just have to open my front door and walk out to the back door with a container in my hand, and you should see them come flying from around. So no food items go into my garbage to be collected. I don't have any mankind to help me out. We West Bay seniors went visiting the farms around the island last month. Well, good for you. You find a way of getting rid of your waste of foods items. Good day, Chalo. You're looking well in your Indiana Jones headgear. It's also a pleasure to have you back on the radio waves again, and it sounds like you haven't missed a beat. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you very much. This one continues. I would like to take this time to mention that since we recently celebrated our National Heroes Day event and announced yet another national hero, I would like to mention one prominent omission so far. My great-grandfather, Captain Rail Brazeley Bodden, designed and built Emsley Church in Georgetown, the Webster Memorial Church in Bodden Town, also the Georgetown, West Bay, Bodden Town, North Side, and East End Town Halls, the Georgetown Town Clock, the Georgetown Public Library, the Georgetown Post Office, several boats which were the lifeline for the Cayman Islands, carrying cargo, freight, and mail. The Simboco, Lady Slater were the main ones, as well as several other ones. It's amazing how he managed to do all the hard work he did back in those days with no modern tools and other equipment like what we have today. And I'll mention that my aunt has nominated him twice before and as recently as 2023, and so far nothing has been done to that means. His evidence of accomplishments are there for all to see, so a nomination should not even be needed. It should be automatic. Even though he has received several awards so far up to this last Heroes Day event, I trust that this little note would help to spur action to give him his full recognition that he so rightly deserves before any much more time elapses. Thanks for your time to highlight this situation, and have a good day. Wow. I would like to mention one prominent omission so far. Yeah, I thought Captain Rail would be one of the ones right at the top of the list. But apparently he's had some other awards. Another WhatsApp message here. Yes, sir. Just look at the bluff. Places on top of the bluff that lots of farming can do. Susan correcting the English there. That farming can be done. Give the prisoners something to do. Make chicken coops. We could get eggs and meat. Could be done. Feed the chickens. Take care of them and keep their coop clean and their surroundings clean. Yeah, well, we had one caller that said, he eats wild chickens. He catches them and makes himself up a nice, delicious chicken dinner. Let me get a couple more in here, the short ones. Too many wild chickens destroy our vegetable and flower gardens, which are important to us too. Again, another side of the coin. And good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. I have a question for you. We all complain about CUC. The question for you, tell me how much blackouts we have in the years. May I say we go bill what, all these big houses, and we get the biggest mortgages, and we know everything comes with a price. So you tell me who is to blame. We have car loans plus minting ourselves and the family. So let's say leave CUC alone. We are the problem, not CUC. Didn't quite get the gist of that. This one, that scene was mentioned that Mr. Norbert Thompson had a chicken farm. Yeah, there's been some chicken farms in Cayman, and even today you go into the store and you will see local eggs. So somebody's making an effort to produce eggs here in Cayman. Have to take a break. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
If you or your loved one is facing cancer, only Sylvester will stand firmly by your side at every step, from diagnosis through survivorship, providing you and your family peace of mind and assisting with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center is South Florida's only NCI-designated cancer center and specializes in treating the most complex cancer cases. Your first-class cancer care is just a flight away. Learn more at sylvester.org.
This February, experience the rhythm, passion, and power of live performance at the Cayman Arts Festival, February 5th to the 14th at the Harkwell Theatre. From electrifying sounds of the Jazz en France Big Band to the inspiring brilliance of the Youth Camerata with international guest artists, the festival celebrates music across generations. Feel the energy as Cayman's Future Phobia teams up with the Netherlands' all-female rock band, The Royals. Be moved by the soulful artistry of Jade and Hannah and end the festival with the fiery intensity of Miguel Vargas Flamenco Dance Theatre. 5 unforgettable nights, 1 extraordinary festival, February 5th to the 14th. Tickets available now. Visit CaymanArtsFestival.com or call 922-5550.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're on a food sustainability thread here on Talk Today. One of our callers kicked that off. And here's another WhatsApp message that just came in. Good afternoon. Food sustainability in the Cayman Islands is already at a disadvantage, and it starts at the very place that should be leading the charge, the Department of Agriculture. If you go there today or tomorrow and try to buy a fruit tree, good luck. Try to find an avocado tree, a mango tree, a breadfruit tree, lime, even plantain or banana suckers. what you will mostly find are tiny seedlings, tomatoes, hot peppers, and a couple of herbs. That's it. For a country talking about food security, this makes no sense. The Department of Agriculture should be the backbone of local farming. It should have structured programs to help farmers get started, access to trees, planting material, financing, training, and technical support. Instead, people who actually want to grow food are left scrambling or forced to import plants themselves, which is expensive and often restricted. Beyond traditional farming, there's also massive potential for hydroponics, aquaponics, fish farming, and shrimp farming. But here again, the road block is planning, especially around wastewater management. Rather than creating sensible, science-based systems to manage agricultural waste, regulations often shut ideas down before they even get off the ground. Take the turtle farm as an example. When water flowed back into the sea, marine life in the area thrived. Now that it doesn't, fish populations have declined. Yet the narrative pushed is that all discharge is bad, often based on opinions imported from overseas with little consideration for local conditions. We jump on these bandwagons without properly studying what actually works for Cayman. If the Cayman Islands are serious about food sustainability, it has to start with empowering local farmers. The Department of Agriculture should be the first stop for anyone wanting to farm, whether on land or in the water, not the first obstacle. Until that changes, food security will remain more talk than action. My thoughts straight up. You're touching on three big truths. Food security doesn't start at the supermarket. It starts at propagation. If the ag department can't reliably supply trees and planting material, everything else is just talk. Fruit trees are long-term assets. Not having them available is a structural failure. Cayman imports rules instead of designing solutions. Environmental protection matters, but blanket no policies without local research hurt sustainability more than they help. Smart systems manage waste. They don't pretend production can exist without it. People want to farm, but the system discourages them. Financing, access to inputs, technical support, and clear regulations should lower the barrier to entry. Right now, they raise it. Someone has obviously put a lot of thought into that message and seems to be, looks like a person that would be involved in farming, knows quite a bit about it, and some very, very interesting points made there. And we have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the Air with Talk today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charles. Good afternoon to Ms. Susan and all our listeners.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Okay, I come on here because several people calls on me to find out when's the tug and barge coming, etc. I'm here now to inform the public of Cayman Brac that the tug and barge, one barge loaded some cargo last night in Georgetown and moved out into the harbor. And both of them supposed to return to the Georgetown dock this evening or tonight. to the one that loaded part cargo to complete loading, and the second one to load, and both of them should depart early tomorrow morning and head to Cayman Brac. This is the lowest supply that I have seen in a very long time in the three grocery stores in Cayman Brac, mainly perishables, fruits, vegetables, and also fresh milk. I don't think anyone has any fresh milk or any kind of dairy products. I mean, refrigerators and the trays for the fruits and vegetables several of them are empty because we are dependent on the tug and barge coming every week to keep us going here in Cayman Brac, and that's the only way we get our things. Sometimes they will have stuff come in on the jet, cargo come in on the jet, but we never been keeping up with the replenishment. So it's the third week now we have reached
this weather has prevented the barge from coming.
Yes, correct. The rough weather. And also in Grand Cayman, it was about a week that you all were out of commission at the Georgetown port because the wind was coming from the northwest. That makes Georgetown rough.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are getting back to the old-time days of when northwesters came. A lot of these cold fronts would come as a norther and turn northeast, but it'd been a northwest wind put in Georgetown, rough that no ships could come into the port almost about a week. And down there had a very large shortage of foodstuffs as well in the shops, Grand Cayman. That never happened in a very long time.
Yeah, I couldn't get any lettuce yesterday.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that. That is correct. So that's how dependent we are on this. And the only alternative would be to have a port on the south coast of the island, both islands. That's the answer to it for Cayman Brac, to have a port on the south side and have a sizable craft that can travel even if the weather is choppy once they get loaded in Grand Cayman. And our disadvantage is northeast or northers coming in Cayman Brac that would keep the north side rough and the south side would be smooth, so they could have discharge there when the wind is from north or northeast. But we have no dock, and the creek dock is the only official dock for port arrivals, nothing on the south side. But 50 and 75 years ago, freighters used to anchor off by the Brac Reef Hotel area and use barges and manually offload cargo to the Channel Wharf dock by Brac Reef. And we got our supplies when the creek was out of commission from bad weather. So we were better off. Then we had the second alternative port on the south side 15, 75 years ago. And since we got the port at the creek now, when it's rough there, we doesn't get anything. We just got to wait and be shortage of many items. And this is going to continue being a problem until we get a port on the south coast. Mr. Cleveland Dilbert was there trying to get an entrance into the pond, and so many people were against it. A lot of people was for it, but I seen that. I envisaged that being a nice facility where if the creek on the north side was rough, the tug and barge could come inside that pond there and have a nice dock there and get our stuff and don't be disadvantaged like how we are now. But people were against that, and it never did go through. That was our answer to a lot of the disadvantages with trade and getting products to our island. And you all have to deal with it down there about seeing what to do about getting something on the south coast to alleviate the problem that you all have with 5 cargo ships waiting off the south side, Grand Cayman, and couldn't get in to Georgetown. So that's something that has to be a major concern and consideration, and finding facts of how to alleviate this problem in our communities and our islands.
Yeah, when you have these sustained cool spells, that's when we really feel it. A day or two, we kind of let it go. But when the cold weather comes in, those cold fronts, and we have nor'westers or northers that are hanging around for, like Raymond was just saying, a week, that really makes a difference. We have to take a break. I'll be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. The ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom. The land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
On Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Brit K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Hey, this is Honorable Minister Michael Miles from Caymanian Employment and Immigration. On behalf of the Cayman Islands government and the people of the Cayman Islands, I extend a heartfelt congratulations to Radio Cayman on celebration of your 50th anniversary. For 5 decades, Radio Cayman has informed, educated, and united our community. Happy 50th anniversary.
This Ash Wednesday, February 18, celebrate harvesting harmony at the 57th Annual Cayman Islands Agriculture Show from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. Food, farming, culture, and community come together at the grounds in Lower Valley. Hosted by the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society and the Ministry of Agriculture. This one-day extravaganza is packed with Caymanian pride, family fun, and great prizes to be won. Don't miss it. Follow Cayman Agriculture on Facebook and Instagram for all of the details.
Sponsored by the Department of Agriculture, Pepsi, Quality Feed, Ale Thompson's, Terra Vegetation and Maintenance, and Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we have someone on the WhatsApp line. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jalo.
Hey, good to hear from you. Our man in the UK.
Okay. Yeah, on.
What's on your mind today?
I hear you all talking about farming.
Yeah. Food sustainability. Food security.
Yeah. Well, because of us being in a hurricane zone, taking a big chance when it comes to farming. But there's a shortage of coconuts around the world. And I've heard that now. Probably going on 8 years now. The government has 300 acres in East End. And if they were to take 10 acres out of that and start planting some coconut trees, then we would be able to start exporting. And also that would provide work for young people. One thing about coconuts, coconut trees, it's very hard for hurricanes to knock them down. So the government needs to think about things like this. And even people who are in the private sector also, who may have a lot of land, need to think about this. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your input. coconut tree industry. I think you might have, you said providing employment, might have a problem finding, young Caymanians or any Caymanians that are inclined to go and do farming like that. I think if you're going to have farming, it has to be something that, as the caller who kicked this whole thing off was talking about, alternative types of farming. And he mentioned one, vertical farming. And I took a quick look at that, put it into the old Google. It's quite interesting, actually. Vertical farming is the practice of cultivating crops in vertically stacked layers, often within controlled indoor environments like warehouses or shipping containers. He mentioned that someone was doing container farming. And they use soilless techniques such as hydroponics or aeroponics. It maximizes space efficiency, uses up. Now this is interesting. It maximizes space efficiency and uses up to 90% less water, which is always, an issue when you talk about farming. You got to water the plants, right? And this vertical farming uses 90% less water, and it produces year-round local food without pesticides. And while it reduces transportation emissions, it faces challenges with high energy cost. And this is what they call controlled environment agriculture, CEA. Temperature, humidity, and light are precisely managed to optimize plant growth, allowing for faster, consistent, and year-round production. And that's according to the University of Sheffield. And because they can provide grow lights 24 hours a day instead of just relying on the sun, and of course that's where the energy cost comes in, right? But if you're doing indoor farming and providing light 24 hours a day, the plants are going to grow a lot faster and produce more because you got 24 hours of sun. Space and water efficiency, vertical farms can produce up to 10 to 20 times more yield per acre than conventional farming. And how they cut down on the water is recirculating systems. Instead of soil, plants receive nutrients through hydroponics, water, and aeroponics, mist, or aquaponics. The lighting, special LED lights, often emitting specific blue and red wavelengths, replace sunlight to drive the photosynthesis. And urban integration, these farms can be located in cities, significantly reducing transport food miles. Challenges and economic factors, high energy consumption. The reliance on LED lighting and climate control systems results in high energy usage, which can be costly and environmentally taxing if not powered by renewables. Building these often automated facilities is capital intensive. And despite its potential, some companies have faced bankruptcy due to high operational costs. So again, two sides of the coin there. It can be done, but it too has its challenges. So, not everything is a panacea, right? Not everything is the golden bullet that solves all the problems. And but it is interesting that perhaps these alternative means could be employed in a place like Cayman, and the caller, the first one to talk about this, was mentioning Israel and the Netherlands. Israel maintains high food security, ranking 12th among the OECD nations in 2021 through a combination of advanced agricultural technology, a strong diversified food import strategy. So they do import some food, and targeted social support systems. Key elements include, but are not limited to, maximizing domestic production of perishables via kibbutzim and moshavim. Those are like communal farms, and they invest in a lot of research and development, drip irrigation, alternative proteins, and robust, diversified international trade partnerships. We do have a caller on the line. Someone's rejoining us. Good afternoon. Welcome back.
Yeah, Shalom, I was saying about the farming business. I can remember in them times there, the north side were growing a lot of food.
Yeah.
And they would bring it to town on the Saturday mornings, and everybody would buy it. Cassava, pumpkin, banana, plantains, everything. North side were growing a lot of food them times there. Yes, I will listen to Captain Raymond just now talking about that barge and how empty the shelves is up there, you know?
Yeah.
I can't understand, Shallow, the talk is on the street that is the Cayman Blackers that got money in Cayman Islands.
Okay.
Somehow I can believe that.
Some of them do.
How nice it would be for Cayman Black to have their own cargo ship. I don't know what the docks is like in Cayman Black, but it would be nice if they had their own cargo ship. I think it is time in this modern world,
Well, I think the criminals are out of the shipping business now, right?
Yeah, but I didn't know how that go. All I know, Thompson Shipping Line running things here. I know that. Well, I said I want to went Cayman Black one time, Shadow. So
you only been to the Brac one time?
That was in the 70s, and went up there to do a show up on. That's when we're in Strong Honey tomorrow, up at the Buccaneers Inn.
Yeah, okay, Buccaneers Inn, yeah.
And the next day, I went up on the bluff and I went in the caves, and then I went down to Blackie Bar. I never got no further than that, and back to Cayman Islands. I never had much of a tour, you know what I mean?
Well, if you went to Blackie's Bar, that's like, the highlight, one of the highlights on the Brac tour.
Yeah, well, at that time, yes, Blackie was big, But I say, Chalo, right now you on talk today, it's so inviting, you know what I mean? Especially when you got Susan along with you. It's a nice combination, man, the two of you. Going back a long time there, and you still have that niceness, Like when you first joined Radio Cayman and Susan, back in those years, man. You still have that niceness. So anyway, later.
Thank you for that compliment. On behalf of myself and Susan. Yes, the and the Brac is known for having good soil on the bluff, right, Susan? the Brack is known for having good farm areas on the bluff. I mean, yes, maybe I have a lot of rock, but also there's a lot of areas that have good soil up there.
That red moil, yeah.
Yeah.
Good for planting, yes, crops.
Because that's where the Brackers did a lot of their farming back
bluff,
in the day, right? And even had cows and stuff up there.
Don't remind me, Charlo. Had to bag so many baskets of provisions from the bluff with my grandfather.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why my back hurts today.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I guess there might be some potential there. And I guess, being inventive and thinking out of the box is part of, if we were to ever be able to really have food security, we have to think out of the box. It's 2:00 here at Radio Cayman. That's news time. Let's see what's making headlines.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Central Caribbean Marine Institute is bringing Little Cayman's coral reefs to classrooms around the world with a new season of free virtual dives. CCMI's Reefs Go Live 2026 series kicks off on March 20th with 4 live broadcasts running through World Ocean Day on the 5th of June, streaming directly from the reefs to your computer. Teachers can sign up for lesson plans and activity booklets. For more information or to sign up for the free broadcasts, visit reefresearch.org or email education@reefresearch.org. In international news, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says the dispute over a bridge between Detroit and Windsor will be settled after President Trump threatened to block or seize the Canadian-owned crossing. The bridge, still under construction, has become the latest flashpoint in trade tensions between the two countries. In other news, American households are showing more signs of financial stress, with total debt hitting $18.8 trillion at the end of last year. The New York Federal Reserve says delinquencies worsened across the board in the fourth quarter, with lower-income borrowers and student loan holders hit hardest. Nearly 10% of student loans are now 3 months or more overdue, and the serious delinquency rate has jumped to over 16%. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. A quick look at the weather. It's 78 degrees here in Georgetown, and winds are out of the east now, blowing at 14.5 knots. The forecast: a windy afternoon, a windy evening, and a windy night. And we can look forward to an overnight low of about 74 degrees and winds at 15 to 20 knots and higher gusts out of the east. And the seas are rough with wave heights of 5 to 7 feet. A small craft advisory is in effect. And the synopsis for our area says winds will become moderate to fresh overnight and sea conditions will become rough after midnight. A small craft advisory will be in effect, and the radar showing some little spot of showers down to the south of us here, but otherwise in the Cayman Islands area. Looks clear as far as rain is concerned. And we have a caller on the line. Let's go to our first call. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Mr. Charles, I heard you talking about Cayman Brack and farming. I know a lot about that. I deal a lot with red mole working up on the bluff and thing. And I was in a meeting with the Honorable J.E. Banks, and I brought a suggestion that there is about maybe 100 truckloads of red mole piled up on the compound of the new high school on the bluff where they excavated. They dug out all the holes into the bluff and piled that up. To use that, what I want to see done with that is to make good use of it, put it on a piece of government land and spread it out and do a public farm where members of the public can go and plant their potatoes and yams, cassava, you name it, any kind of produce can grow in that nice, rich red mold.
A communal farm.
Yes, correct. And someone told me that they're going to use that for landscaping around the new school. No, don't waste that for landscaping around the new school. Use it for growing produce, because when they buy the crushed rock from Scott Development, that has a certain amount of rich soil in it that is adequate for landscaping around the new school. They got that big pile of red mole on the east side of where the school is. Like I said, probably 100 large truckloads of red mole. So put that to good use. Do not spread it out around the yard in the new school.
And that's a red mole. For people who don't know about red mole is a very rich soil, right? I mean, it's full of nutrients.
Correct. Right. And our biggest farmer on the island, the late Martirito Chantelope, he used to export thousands of pounds of yams, white yams, and to Grand Cayman, and potatoes and cassava and all that. But he died, and the farms died as well. He doesn't have how much, nothing left now because he's gone. But he was the biggest volume farmer on the island. And congratulations be to Mr. Justin Wood. I cleared his property on the bluff, and he got about the biggest farm now of anyone in Cayman Brack, and also Carlin McLaughlin and Jimmy Robinson, if you know those people.
About how big are those farms?
The one that Mr. Justin Howe is roughly 5 acres that I cleared, and that's lots of red mole in that, roughly 5 acres. And he actually exported about 2,000 pounds of pumpkins from that farm to Grand Cayman. That was, I think, last year or year before. After I cleared it off, then he planted it with pumpkins, and they grew. He had hundreds of pumpkins growing on that farm. So Cayman Brack got, I would say, in the hundreds or the thousands, and probably a few thousands of acres of plottable soil. It's a lot of rock on the bluff, but it's a lot of red mole. Like Miss Susan that's there with you. When she was growing up, she used to go with her grandfather up on the bluff there where the soccer field is now and the football field. He used to farm on the Watering Place Bluff, and that's where Miss Juliana, the Honorable Miss Juliana, she learned all that from Mr. Lewin Brown, and she's doing a lot around her house as well. Congrats to her, growing nice produce. And this Christmas, I had the best watermelons I ever ate in my life grown on the Spot Bay Bluff. The Dixons grew them. Some of them I had 127 pounds, so that shows what we can grow when people just get after it. And I talked about getting irrigation, like drilling a well through the bluff up there. You would have to go down some places 100, 140 feet to get water high up on the bluff, or otherwise get a tank and water authority to bring the water to irrigate it. Yes, go ahead.
No, I was thinking that the bluff really sounds like a place that has potential for farming. I mean, obviously, it's been done on a smaller scale and for many years, but it sounds like it could certainly be expanded.
Yeah, in the old days, I mean, 50, 75 years ago, that's where everybody lived from, produce coming from on the bluff. All the residents in Spot Bay would climb up on the bluff, Peters Cave Road, Big Channel Bluff Road going up there, Stake Bay Bluff Road. All of my ancestors, Westin Scott, used to get a boat and row in a boat from Westin to Stake Bay Point and the Bluff Road, Aston Reed Drive, and go up there in the morning and do their farming. And they would carry family members, and also the wife would cook meals up on the bluff while the husbands would be doing the farm.
That's it.
Drawing cassava and yams and all that kind of stuff. So we were in a very good self-sufficient basis in those times with provisions. That's bread kind, we call it.
And
yams,
they didn't even
cassava.
have the equipment that we have today to clear land and all that. I mean, all that was done by hand, right?
Yes, correct. And what I found out, I've proven this by experience, if when you got a piece of moly land, and if you use, say, I got a big track loader with a ripper on it, if you drop that and drag that through the red mold, then it plows up the limestone. And when the limestone mixes with the red mold, it's highly fertile for growing large crops like watermelons and cassava and all that kind of thing, pumpkins. Very fertile, or use an excavator and plow it up and get the limestone from the rock underneath mixed with the red mold. That's highly fertile. I know all about this stuff. I don't have any land myself on the bluff with any red mold, and it's a lot of it is selling out. So that's the problem. I would have been doing it myself, but I don't have any red mold property on the bluff at all.
Susan was telling me that you would even have a cistern up there on the bluff.
Yes,
for the water, when you would have water for the plants.
That is right. The old timers used to bag cement and sand up Peters Cave Road. You know, that's about 130 feet from ground level up there. And there's a big cistern as you get up there by Big Channel Bluff. You got to come here and let me take you around and show you all these unique places.
Okay.
Plan for that. Come up on a Friday evening and go back Monday morning or so, and I'll take you all around and show you what Cayman Brack is like, because you are a talk show host, and when I talk about it or someone else, then you can say, okay, I witnessed that for myself.
Sounds like something I might take you up on, Raymond.
Yes, surely. That's good, yes. I'll take you around, show you all the unique spots, and then you would have knowledge of when I talk about it or somebody else to know what the Brack is.
So you've given us quite a history here of how farming has been done on the Brack, and today though a lot of that land is being used. People are building houses on the Brack on the bluff, right?
Yes, subdivisions. That is correct.
So is what they're using for subdivisions? Was that what was used for farmland before?
Yes, one particular area, yes, was used for farmland. In fact, some of my ancestors, the Scots from Westin, used to farm on the Stake Bay Point Bluff, and two locations, and those two areas have most lots have been sold out on those areas. Very nice red mold where you can grow anything in your yard. If you build a house, you can have a backyard or any side yard garden right there.
Yeah, so you could really do a lot of backyard gardening if you have a house up on the bluff.
Yes, correct. So I want now to get action on this red mold that is piled up on the bluff by the new school. I want to see that put to good use to grow produce.
Yeah, it sounds like you should, like you said, put it to good use, make it productive.
Right, not just put it out there for growing plants in the compound, for landscaping of the school compound. That can be done with what they get from Scott Development, because when will they ever get this amount of red mold again?
Yeah.
They have it there, and they just need to make use of it. Plus, they got acres still on the west side of the school up on the bluff. That is same place, I think Mr. Lewin Brown, Miss Juliana's grandfather used to farm in that area. I think it's still acres of red moor left on the 59 acres that government purchased where the affordable homes going and where the high school going. So that area there is highly fertile and can grow any type of fruits and vegetables there. So whoever hearing me, I want you to get action on that red mold that is stored up by the high school, the new high school. Take it for growing produce, not for landscaping. Thank you all and all the best.
All right, Raymond, you take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
We need to take a break. Caller that's hanging in there, give me a little patience and I'll be right back to you.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're coming down the home stretch here of the show, and we have a caller hanging in there. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon to you, Charlie.
Hey. I was hoping you would pitch in here and join the conversation.
Yes, amen to what my good friend Raymond just said there. And I'm glad he called in about that. And now we know we don't have to do that famous thing Miss Genevieve Borden warned us about, the guy from over yonder. We have him right here. We have all the knowledge and experts that we need in Cayman and of Caymanian people in any field, any discipline. They're there, the engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical, the civil, the architecture. We got them here. We don't need to be employed. I rated up.
Now, are those wild chickens?
About that dog.
Are those wild chickens or are those domestic chickens?
No, they're wild chickens. I guess they'll soon come and shoot them all, I guess. Anyhow, that's so, my God, every day I get more discouraged when I see what's happening. What Robert was talking about and so forth, yes, a different time. You know, there are many times less people then also. We got to think about that. We can be very nearly self-sufficient, I imagine. But there are things that we can grow here that the people like, and that will grow quite easily. Put our minds straight, the government subsidies and the agriculture department, things for sale very, very cheap, we all know. Plants and everything they bring in. And but we could do a lot with the chicken farming thing. Mr. Boswell had one, and I think Mr. Norberg too, and others had their own smaller things, and eggs and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Mr. Paul Borden has a chicken industry also up there in the Low Valley area there by the agriculture and so forth. The trouble with us is that we keep at something. If we're going to do it, do it, and not because a new government or new people get elected or whatever. Don't try to continue with it, no continuity. And then the people are confused, as someone was saying, when we don't, sort of follow up on things and all that. But it can be done. It can be done. Put him on a leash. Sorry about that. But they also they're talking about a power plant. We got a great system there. We know it's kind of expensive because of the fuel, but again, we can't just convert to natural gas. It's not as easy as people would think. You got to store that at a very, very low temperature. That's why the big one in Jamaica that I think someone had mentioned on the radio about, and Mr. Raymond knows quite a lot about that too. He and I went over that. He'll give me some ideas on it. That big one in Jamaica was done by GE. I think it's about $22 million it cost the Jamaican government. General Electric, that giant company, did it for them.
What about solar?
There's a huge storage ship there. Giant storage ship anchored there off the Port Esquivel Old Harbor Way, where that plant was. I thought that plant used to be a steam turbine plant, but anyway, whatever. But natural gas is there, but that ship stores it. It has to be stored at a very, very, very cool temperature. Raymond can tell you all about that.
But what you don't think we could do more with solar? As part of our,
we can do, but
right?
it could never replace those giant diesels. With the buildings that we're building, Charlo, they require huge amounts of electricity, huge megawatts, and that diesel can do it with few acres of land. What you got to do with solar takes hundreds of acres of land to replace those diesels, thousands. We just don't have the land space. We can do the residential. We could do residential and concentrate on that, as I've said before.
But I wasn't really thinking of it being 100% solar, but as
no, not
implementing what we
near
have
to that.
now.
I don't think it would be near to that. But then,
but part of the power source is solar.
5 or 6%. We have to face reality. I think the cost of oil will come down a lot in a few years or less than that time, with the motions by Mr. Trump himself lying down, and he dug these people up and let them know that they've got to do something. They've got to get active, and we see the reaction when he did certain things. And we know he couldn't let Venezuela continue like how it was continuing at all. Become another Cuba, much bigger. No. And then we will see some big differences. America is producing a lot of oil, even shipping oil, I believe, to China. And I know they ship to India. We refine there and then back to over here. But the reality is, if we can get oil much cheaper, and I'm sure it's going to keep climbing downwards, way downwards in a short while, it's just me the appalling lack of strength and backbone in the Europe, where they depend so much on the Iranian oil, and they're not getting up and saying anything about the atrocities in Iran and the atrocities in the African countries with thousands of little black girls and black children being killed by fellow blacks, and we hear nothing about that from Black America or the Caribbean. Nothing. That's a peep, not a peep at all about that.
You're referencing where the Islamic forces there would kidnap children and that sort of action.
Over in the African countries, in many. Africa is a continent. It's not a country. Yeah, and there are many countries. Those people don't seem to know that. They talk about African Americans. That's nonsense. I've never heard any Black American call himself African American. Never. On 12 years was there, bound into Overtown many a night after night, and all that. The guys that work for me, we don't like to face reality. We don't like to face reality. It's we're never gonna get another liberal president in the U.S. My opinion, we're not gonna get that. Not gonna get the Western world won't survive. That's for sure.
Well, the pendulum does swing.
It's not. We're not gonna get that. It's swung before, but it ain't gonna swing that way anymore. That's kind of out of sync.
What, they going to stop elections or what?
So even when you have elections again,
They may not have elections again?
I say even when they have elections, it should be another 3 years or so. You might have a Democratic president like Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was much tougher with the Canadians than Trump could ever think of being, and so forth. Yet he was a fair man. And we know that. He had a very good relationship with Martin Luther King Jr. and so forth. We know that. And that's history, but yet still the world pounded him, and the liberals here in the United States pounding him. But that's the way it is. And as I said, it's going to move on to something as we see. Do you think there would be an American Pope? I'm going to ask you this, yes or no answer, really quick. Do you think there would be an American Pope there now if President Trump wasn't there? It's not a simple yes or no, in your opinion.
I don't know, really.
I give you my opinion, no, not at all. And we will see in Cuba.
So you mean Trump is so great that he's now running the Catholic Church, or what?
He's not running the Catholic Church. It's influence. Influence has always been a thing. With anything like that organized, I'm not going to go into that. Take up your time, and I know you don't have much time left. But you will see in Cuba shortly, because a lot of young Cubans here have a lot of great hope now. They've said so to me. You will see someone whom he will approve of, just like when Colin Powell told President Clinton when he sent him down there to straighten out the mess with Aristide. And he said to him, do something about that. He said, you're taking wishy-washy Carter with you. Don't let him have anything to do with it. And General Powell's answer to him was, do not worry. I put Aristide there, and I will take him out. And that's what he did. That's what he did. But no one wants to talk about these things. Charlo, have a very good day. Listen on.
All right, Mickey. Take care. Good to hear from you. Yes. The one and only Mickey. And, we're just almost down to the end of the line here. And let's see, we got a couple of WhatsApp messages I can get in here before we're done for the day. This WhatsApp was saying land sales, in regards to the caller being devices about land sales. Well, I guess it wasn't just sales, but I think what she was talking about was having some sort of property tax that I said it would be divisive. In regards to the caller being devices about land sales, the solution is for Caymanians to lease their land and not sell freehold. But only generational Caymanians should be able to buy undeveloped land. Talk about divisive subject. That would be divisive if that was actually on the table as far as legislation is concerned. Let's get another one in here. Okay, here we go. Yes, I have an acre of land in East End. I will soon plant coconuts, bananas, and plantains. We are going to need them. Well, more power to you. If you have an acre of land and you're going to farm it with those coconuts and bananas and plantains, more power to you. I'm sure a lot of people would like to have an acre of farmable land, and this East End is is a place that you can find good acreage of farmland. And some of the things that I've heard, people who are not necessarily interested in farming are buying up big plots of land out in the east there. Some big names from overseas who are just coming and taking a big swaths of land because that is where land is available, right? Out in the eastern part of Grand Cayman, because in the west, you only have little plots of land left there, but people with the money are buying up big sections of land out east. And that is, from what I know, you have some very good land out there. And, of course, a lot of people in East End would have land that is necessarily not even accessible as far as having roads to it and such. It's right into the interior there. Well, that's it for me this afternoon. It's 2:30, so it's time for me to make my exit. I want to thank you for tuning in, and thanks to all the people who called and talked about being food secure. And thanks for the caller who kicked it off. You hit a subject this afternoon, and right now I'm going to head to the salad bar, see if they have any lettuce today. There was no lettuce yesterday. Will it have it today? Will it have it tomorrow? We'll see. Take care. Thanks for checking me out. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.